Good morning, my beautiful creation of God. I just wanted to hop on and kind of, cook breakfast. I was pretty sick last week, so I didn't do a whole lot of breakfast cooking. I'm not even sure I cooked any breakfast. But this morning I'm feeling better, so we are going to make some egg sausage and toast today. So just kind of hang out with me and let's see what we can do today. I've changed my mind on this whole menu that I had planned. So we're actually going to do, I'm going to do the omelets and toast. And then for supper tonight, I'm going to do spaghetti and I made breadsticks. One of my real good friends last night told me that she ate spaghetti and it had me craving it after I had planned this out. So I'm just switching it up. Okay, y'all, so I am going to put this ham in the omelets. I love this ham. A lot of people don't, but I do. And I feel like it's going to taste really good in these omelets. I'm going to make ham and cheese omelets. And in mine, I'm going to put some sweet peppers in it as well. For my first omelet, I have 2 eggs and then about 1/8 of a cup of milk. I'm just going to put that right in there. Add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I've got my griddles preheating on about 300. I just put about 1/4 of a cup in there of the Mexican style cheese. And I have about 1/4 of a cup of the shredded ham. I'm going to fry up some sausage. I get these little tubes at the $1.25 tree, and I love them because they're mini tubes. Not everybody eats sausage in my family, and I don't have to leave some open and try to worry about getting it cooked up. This is a perfect size. And all I do is just kind of squeeze it up and pinch it like that, and then I just smash it down. We like ours really thin. I don't like sausage patties, but I do love these maple sausage links. I got these at the $1.25 tree, and they are absolutely delicious. I'm going to chop up my sweet peppers. Okay, I have my peppers finely chopped up, and I'm going to put them in my egg mixture. I have onion in mine, but I don't want to chop up a whole onion, so I'm just going to put a little bit of minced onion in mine. And I've added my cheese and my ham. The leftover ham, I'm just putting about 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, and we're going to have ham salad sandwiches. Now, my husband was not real crazy about the ham, but he's a visual person. So if it looks weird to him, he's not going to like it regardless of the taste. So had he not seen the ham before, I think he probably would have liked it. And this is my finished plate. Y'all are not going to believe this, but we have some new green growth on Lazarus. Like, it feels like this branch is dead, but we got growth all over it. And we also have a couple of new blooms over here. Lazarus is just amazing. Quite impressed with my little guy. Okay, y'all, so tonight I am going to make spaghetti, and every time I hit record, my puppy doesn't like that I'm not paying him attention, so he just whines and whines and whines. Okay, so I was going to do breadsticks, but I'm going to do garlic toast. I'm going to try it, and I'm going to bake it in my loaf pan, and then re-bake it. I'm going to cut them up and then make garlic toast out of it. So I'm just going to So I am just going to make the standard yeast roll mixture. And I have my little recipe book that I go by. This is my Bread Man recipe book. But I'm cooking it in my Cuisinart, so it's just easier for me. I've got my other bread machine stored away in another room, and I just don't feel like going and grabbing it. So anyway, like I said before, I've made this before, but it's super duper important that you put the ingredients in the order that it says. You guys can see that, but it gives it in the order. It's probably backwards, but in the order that it's listed. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to put in is 1 egg, and I'm just doing a 1 pound loaf. You can do a 2 pound loaf, which you would double everything, but we typically don't eat that bread that quickly, so I'm just doing 1 pound. But I have 1 egg, and I've actually kind of scrambled that up a little bit, and it's at room temperature. It's important to do it like it says. Then you add the equivalent, adding the egg in with the water mixture, to a 3/4 of a cup and 3 tablespoons. Okay, so I've got my water in here. Put it in next. And then I'm putting in a 1/4 cup of oil, just regular vegetable oil. Sorry, I'm a liar head, y'all. Y'all gotta watch me. That was 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm putting in a 1/4 cup of sugar. That's the magic ingredient to this. Okay, then I have 2 1/4 cups of bread flour. Now, I like using the bread flour. You can use all-purpose flour or self-rising, but it doesn't brown like I like it, how I've experienced it. So I like me some bread flour. I like the color that it gives it. Alright, so I've got that in my mixture. Get it all. And you have to be careful and pour that in a little at a time, because if you just dump it, it'll poof everything up in your face. I did forget a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I just do this in my hand, because the little divot in your hand is a perfect measure for that. So, which throwing the salt in out of order is not that big of a deal. It's mainly the liquid stuff. I'm going to make me a little well in here. Just kind of, I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to try and help you see it, but I'm going to make a little well. And this calls for, I'm using regular, I'm not using fast acting, I'm using just active dry yeast. So, which when you use the active dry yeast and not the rapid, you have to use a little bit more. So it calls for 2 1/4 teaspoons, and that is exactly what is in this package. So I'm just going to put this whole package in that little well that I made. And we all know that the program is set for 10. That's my dough. I don't really like to bake my bread in here because I don't like the way it does the crust, so I just always make dough. So I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to lock it down. Okay, it's in, it's locked. I close the lid and I just hit start. You hear that beautiful magic that's going on in there? Okay, it's been going for about 5 minutes now, so I'm going to take my little scooper and I'm going to get them edges again. To make sure all of those corners are kind of scraped into that dough, because it'll be a red hot mess if you don't. It doesn't sit right. It just isn't pretty. It's just not pretty. Okay, y'all, my bread is done. Going to line it. I've cut some parchment paper because easier to get the bread lump out. So I've just cut it to fit my baking dish, and now I'm going to spread this baking dish. So I'm just going to take, I've washed my hands, got some clean hands. So I'm just going to take this out of here. I hate to almost touch it because then it just kind of goes down. And I love seeing it after it's risen, but I'm going to take it out. And I'm just going to warm it. Put it in this loaf pan. Ooh, I should have put flour in my hands, y'all, but I didn't because I wasn't thinking. But it'll stick to your hands if you don't do that. So, alright, so let me just get this in here. Maybe if I touch the sides of that spray, it'll let me do that. Yeah, that's better. So I'm just going to form this into my little baking dish. And I'm going to let it rise some more. I'm going to cover it with a clean cloth. Yeah, and we're going to let it rise while my oven preheats. I'm going to preheat my oven to 385. Alright, I've got my pot on with some water. I'm going to add a little bit of salt in this water. And when it gets to a boil, I'm going to put my noodles in. Let me show you some. Okay, Italians don't be breaking noodles. It's just something they don't do. It's like against their rules. But maybe it's bad luck, I'm not sure. But the Ingalls doll has pot-size noodles. They're already broken, so you don't have to get bad luck and break them yourself. So I bought them like this, so there shouldn't be any bad luck involved. Alright, I'm going to start on my meat. And y'all, I'm just making real easy, squeezy, peasy spaghetti tonight because I'm tired. I'm tired and I ain't doing nothing fancy. This is just like, you know what we had when we were kids. When Mom got off work and she was tired, but she still said like, oh, I gotta feed and water y'all. Like y'all out to potty, so I'm gonna do I'm gonna do just that and nothing more. That's the kind of supper we're having tonight because your girl is tired. So I'm gonna grab my beef up. Now the only thing that I'm gonna do to it is I'm gonna put a little bit of the black garlic. I love this stuff, y'all. It's like a smoky, I don't know, I just love it. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this black garlic in here. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of minced onion in this bad boy because y'all, this is an easy dinner. We ain't about to be cutting up a bunch of vegetables and making it too healthy. Yeah, that ain't what we're doing tonight because your girl is tired. And I'm gonna do some garlic salt with parsley. So we're gonna throw up in this salt. There we go. Look how pretty that is. We're just gonna fry this meat right on up, and then when it's done, we're gonna drain it and just add that jar of spaghetti sauce because we ain't making that fresh either. I'm telling y'all, this is like feed and water and let out to potty and bathe night. That's what's going down tonight. Switched pans. I went and grabbed my spaghetti pot's twin sister because that frying pan I had couldn't handle all this jelly. So I have to get a pot to put my spaghetti sauce in. Because I don't like things to spill over and burn on the stove. Well, I mean, it's that my husband doesn't like it when things spill over and get on the stove. But this is the sauce. It's just the Prego traditional. Now, I normally would add a little bit of sugar to this, but Prego's been doing something different with their sauces here lately. It's been like extra sweet. So, I mean, I did that, gosh, maybe a month ago. We haven't had spaghetti in about a month. But I did it about a month ago, and I'm telling you what, Trainwreck City, it was so sweet. Oh, gosh. It's hurting me now just thinking about it. So, I did not add any sugar. And my little noodles over here, they'd be done. So I'm going to drain the water out of them a little bit. I like to keep a little bit of water in them. But we're going to drain this out because supper's just about ready. I'm just waiting on that bread so I can make the garlic toast, and it's going to be all good. I'm just going to let this here simmer a bit. I'm just going to let it simmer and get them flavors and juices all up in there. I'll be back. While everything is still cooking and doing its thing, I received a package today. It was from Amazon. And y'all know that I set my kitchen on fire a couple of days ago. I got this package from Amazon, but it didn't have like a return address. It didn't have, and sometimes it'll have a little card in there. It didn't have that. It just, all it had in it was this Easy Fire Spray. And I was like, now, who's gonna send this to me? Who's gonna be that one to send this to me? My sister in California, Shelly. I was like, it had to be her. And it sure enough was. She's funny. She's got jokes. She's got a lot of jokes. But I love her so stinking much. I got a very big kick out of this. But y'all, I'm excited because it's super useful. So, thank you, Shelly. All right, y'all, the bread is done, and oh my, she looks beautiful. Now you're supposed to let this sit for about 30 minutes, but I'm not going to do that. I like my bread fresh and hot, so I'm just going to let it sit for a bit. And I don't know that I'm going to even garlic it up. It looks delicious as is. I think I'm just going to leave it as butter bread, and we're just going to do it like that. It looks delicious though, y'all. There she is out of the loaf pan. Look at that. I love it. We'll let it sit for just a minute. Y'all, this is my finished plate. I want to show y'all the best dressing in the world. It's the Tuscan Garden Asian Sesame. It is delicious. So we're just going to put a little bit of that on that salad. Got spaghetti and salad and fresh bread. All right, y'all, it's that time. The dishes are done, and it's time for me to spend some quiet time with God. I missed out on that a lot last week. And so I'm going to get back to it. I wasn't really feeling well last week, so I didn't do a whole lot of Bible studying. And that's exactly what Satan wants, is for us to stay out of the Word, because he knows that that is our weapon. And so I want to encourage you guys, get in the Word. That's your protection, that's your answers, that's your weapon, that's your everything. Time is short, guys. Time is so short. And I want to do everything that I can while I can. I don't want it to be too late for me. So I'm going to spend some quiet time with the Lord and let Him speak to me. I love you guys. comfort. And he tells us, all ye who are heavy laden, I will give you rest. Bring your burdens to me. So you're not a burden. And you don't have to prove yourself to him. You're not abandoned. You're very, 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 very loved. So I'm going to spend my time before bed in the Word and just have some quiet time with him, because it's precious and it's sweet and it's a gift. It's a privilege. It's not that I have to do any of this. It's a gift that he allows me to do. So I love you guys. Jesus loves you more. I will see you guys tomorrow.